everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today I am going to do a reply to Ann Seeger's Over to Colorful Life's video where she did her Coloring Essentials 2019 update for you guys, and she had asked if we had a ColorTube channel to make a video also and include our coloring essentials. So it's kind of going to be a little show and tell. And if she updates hers later in the year and wants us to update ours, I will do that as well. So I'm just going to jump right in. Okay. Note, I have already tried to film this once, and there were so many distractions. I had Bradley walking the floors. I had Bradley barking outside. I had Bradley whining because my mother-in-law was cooking in the kitchen and he could smell it. So yeah, let's try this again. Just a little disclosure. I hope this goes okay and goes smoothly. We will see. All right. First of all, my #1 coloring essential, other than, of course, something to color on. Okay, you've got to have that. So that includes all my books, PDFs, or anything of that nature. My next thing that I really, truly want to have are my swatch books. I was keeping all of my swatches in a huge foldable, kind of like, we used to call them trapper keepers. You know, my age is showing, but I had them all in that. It was really bulky. It was hard to keep up with. So I went to these folders, and they're the hard plasticky folders that have the little prongs on the inside. So I separated them out into my alcohol markers, my pencils, and then my watercolors. I also have a couple others that I'm working on for things such as, like, and I'm still trying to get those together, but it has like my stickles and things of that nature, and then my skin tones. So those are my swatch books, and I'll give you just a little quick look. I have, like, here are my Copics. These are the Chows that I have. I have my Blick Studios, my Prismacolor. Then I have my Spectrum New York Basics, my Ohuhus, Cali Arts, and this is my old Cali Art set. This is my new Cali Art set. My Cali Art Skin Tones, Artifies, Shuttle Arts, those wonderful little Janjis or whatever they are, 48 to 45, my Color It markers, my extra Fireflies, Touch News, Touch Fives. You notice their placement in the far back. And then my Chameleons, and the Hoo Heroes, and my Bianos. So yeah, that's just my alcohol marker swatch book. And then I have my pencil swatch book, and it has my Gold Fabers, my Prismacolors, Blick Studio, my Gung-Hus, my Gung-Hu watercolor pencils, Arteza pencils, Sargent Arts, what pencils I have that are woodless, just miscellaneous, which has got like my Jane Davenports, my Black Widows, Fila, Castle Arts, Staedtler, and Amazon Basics. So you kind of get the idea. In the waters, even though your Faber-Castell Pitt pens are Indian ink, or India ink, I've included them over in the watercolors. So I have my Pitt brush pens, my Tombow Crayola Super Tips. I did number them so I could swatch them. Just some dual fine liners from Hobby Lobby. I have fabric markers, leisure art markers, all the different really bright markers, whether it be highlighters or what have you, that I have. And then my Stibilos, and just my fine liners, my Arteza fine liners. So yeah, that was that. And then here I have my gelatos. I believe this is the full set of gelatos. I just put them down and then kind of wet them just a little bit. I have some gel crayons. Here are my glitter glues. These are all the stickles. And then, let me see. Yeah, stickles in here maybe. And then these are Studio G's and Crayolas, Elmer's, just random glitter glues that I have. These are my 3D paints. I have some glitter 3D paints, and then I have some regular like pearlescents. My glitter markers and glitter pens that I have are here. My metallics. I have my Color It gel pens swatched out here. And then I have a 30 count of Neocolor tubes. And that's in my book there. And I also have some water-based paints that I need to get swatched out. And then I just went through just randomly coloring these in. I think I showed you this in another video of different skin tone markers that I have. So I'm still working on that book. So that's a big, huge essential is having my swatches. I love to have my swatches. Next, when I color is I absolutely, you know, my favorite medium in the world is my alcohol markers. So I just grabbed, you know, just a couple here and there. And in this one, I just have the Shuttle Arts, which I really, really like as a good budget marker. That's probably up there with my favorite right now as far as budget, really budget friendly. They have great snaps on the lids. They're very well sealed. They're juicy. They have good colors, and I like these. I like the way they're made. They feel very sturdy, very, very well made. And then I have my Spectrum Neor Basics, and I really like these a lot because of the light colors that you can get in those. I have like the portrait set, the bright set, the pastel set, naturals. How many was that? The pastels. Okay, I don't think it's called brights. Maybe it is. Pastels, brights, florals, essentials, and naturals. That's it. That's the 5. I don't know if there's any other sets that were available in these, but I do like the Spectrum Neor Basics. I'm not a huge fan of the newer Spectrum Neor color system or whatever that you can find. I don't like the feel. You know, the other black Spectrum Neor markers, I didn't like the feel of those, but these have really good snaps to them. And I like these, but I didn't so much like the others. And I think these may have actually been discontinued. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I have one of my Copic sketches. I only have a few Copic sketch. I have my Copic Chows, and I have my Blick Studio brush, and then I have my Prismacolors. I keep all my Copics, my Blicks, and my Prismas all together and kind of use them as, you know, like a brush marker set when I'm coloring things and I want to have, you know, the brush nibs on. So I love those, and I do consider them essentials. My budget markers, and of course these. I like that a lot. And I also, when using my alcohol markers, want to have a colorless blender. It works great if you just get out of the line just a little bit. You can use it to just kind of push that ink right back into the line. So that I consider an essential. I like to have one. And I think I have a colorless blender in every, because I don't have all my markers stored together. I do have them stored in kind of sets. I'll pull out the sets as I want to use them. And I make sure that there's a colorless blender in every set that I may have on hand. Let's see. I guess then we would move into my pencils. I am enjoying working with pencils more and getting to know them a little better. I think I'm getting okay at doing shading over my markers. Hopefully the next step will be to just put pencil on paper and make that look decent. But right now, these are my favorites. This was sitting down on the floor beside me. Apparently I need to sweep a little bit over here by the desk. These are my Sargent Art Supremes. Right now, these are my favorite. They're working the best for me right now. I really haven't had any breakage problems or anything like that. And they lay down nice for me. So they're probably my favorite pencil right now, followed by the Blick Studio line pencils that I just purchased the full set of, the full 72s. And I really, really like these Blicks a lot. I really do. They work well. But what I found is that at least for me, my Blick Studios are not playing well with my Sargent Art Supremes, and I don't understand why. If you guys have theories, by all means, let me know. When I use my pencils, I do like to have a colorless blender close by. I keep a colorless blender in each one of my pencil cases as well, in case I want to use the colorless blender. And this is a newfound love here. These are just two Carbothello pastel pencils that I picked up. They're kind of skin tonish, and I've used this one here over more of the yellow based skin tones, this one here over more of the reddish based skin tones, just to put some shading on the face. I really like that, and I want a set of pastel pencils after I got these and was able to try them out. I really like the way they lay down over marker, and especially kind of helping out with my skin tones. And then what I also keep close by when I color are a set of skin tone pencils that I just keep stored separately from all my other pencils, just in my coloring cart. And that way I have a set of skin tones if I ever need to grab those. They're always close by. And then I have my Derwent's electric eraser. It's battery operated. I like this a lot. It came in very handy. It's very powerful. I do like this a lot. I also have I have the Tombow Mono erasers. I have the round one and also the rectangle one. They work to get into really, really small, tight spaces, and I like them a lot. When I use pencils, I like to keep this close by. This is an empty Copic sketch, and I fill it up with my odorless mineral spirits. This is just Clean Strip odorless mineral spirits. It's a 32 ounce. I picked this up at Walmart for $4.96, I believe. It's huge, and it will last like forever. So I use that. And when I refill the Copic sketch, I use this little child's medicine dropper syringe, and I just suck some up in there, and then I put it down into my empty Copic sketch, and then my Copic sketch becomes an odorless mineral spirits brush, so I don't need a blending stump. So yeah, I like that. And next, let's see, did that cover all of the pencil things? I think it did. I do like to keep this is a American Crafts Precision Pen, number 3, and it's fade proof, waterproof, non-bleeding. I use this in case I want to close up any eyes, or I need to just add a little bit of line work to whatever I'm working on at the time. I'll use this to go over that. So I definitely want to have a pen nearby. When it comes to my more water-based pens, I love my Faber-Castell Pitt pens, and this is the 60 set. These are brush pens, and I like them a lot. They are not flexible brush pens. You have to be very careful. You'll break the nib easy, but they will get into very tiny spots, and I like that. and they do not bleed through most paper. Even the thinner paper, they don't tend to bleed through. So I like to have these. And my other favorite water marker is the Tombos. And I did not pull a Tombow out because they are all packaged up and underneath some things, and it would have been a lot of work to get those pulled down. But yeah, I like my Tombos, and of course my Crayolas, but my Pit Pens and my Tombos are my two favorites when it comes to the more water-based type markers, and the India ink is what's in the Pit Pens, not water. Okay, next, what I like to have around when I color is, as an essential, is my gel pens. These are my 48 Color It gel pens. This is the glitter set. This is the case it comes in. It's so pretty and so sparkly and zips. And then you open that up and it has all your gel pens exposed. These are really good gel pens. I like these. I also enjoy using my A.N. Arts. That's A.E.N. Arts gel pens. I have the Reons, I'm not sure how that's said. They're okay. And the Super Doodles, I don't think the Super Doodles are really any better than the A.N. Arts, and the A.N. Arts are cheaper. But the Super Doodles do work well. I have those, and I have a set that we need to review. So I don't really know what to say about those yet, so we will do a video on that in the next little bit and figure that out. But I do like to have my gel pens, and I have this little zippy package. Isn't it so cute? I keep this also on my color cart, and inside of it, inside guys, inside of it I have white gel pens. I have just plain glitter gel pens, and then I have my chameleon my chameleon skin tones, and a Posca pen. And I keep that close by all the time also. I forgot to mention the chameleon skin tones when I was doing the markers. So, okay. That covers that. Oh, gel pens. Here we go. I love these things. This is just the same case as I showed you guys before that I picked up. It's like a Bible journaling case, and it was fairly cheap, so I picked it up. In this, I have my Jewel Hybrids and my Sparkle Pops, and these are some awesome, I mean awesome gel pens. I love them. You cannot possibly have enough of these. It's so unfortunate that there's only 8 colors, but they're juicy and they are shiny. They're awesome. Pure awesomeness. So I keep this in my color cart right beside me. Also, whoops, dropping things. Okay, then let's see. I have my Pebbles chalks. I have the basic bright set, the pearlescent set, and the earth tone set. I use these for backgrounds. And then I have my soft pastels. I couldn't think there. What I did here is I bought like a little bead container at Michael's, and I think after my coupon it was like $4 maybe. And then I took an X-Acto knife and did shavings of my soft pastels. So when I use those, they're all ready to go. And then I got this jewelry helper is what it's called. I bought this off of eBay, and what I do with it is I get one of the little pom-poms and dip it into the soft pastels, move it around on the paper, and put the pastel on that way, and it makes it so easy to use these tinier pom-poms. So those are essentials for my backgrounds, because I really do not like doing backgrounds in marker. It wastes so much ink. Pencil takes forever. So when you use your pastels, it's pretty easy cheesy. Okay, we're on a roll here. Oh, let me see. Next, I always keep some, at least 91% alcohol. I keep this close by. If one of my budget-friendly markers starts to feel like it's getting a little dry or something like that, I will put just a few drops of this alcohol into the marker just to kind of reconstitute it and get it hopping again. I don't do that with any marker that I'm going to refill with its own ink. Like my Blick Studios have their own inks, and my Copics have their own inks. My Chameleons, I can get chameleon ink. Those markers I would never put the alcohol in, because once you put that alcohol in, there's no guarantee that you're going to be able to match that ink color again, even adding more ink. Because when you add alcohol, it will lighten the ink somewhat. So if I were to take like my Shuttle Art, it's not that big of a deal if this number 10 deep red kind of starts to look like, I don't know, a 14 cherry red. That's probably not the right number, but just tossing it out there. That's not that big of a deal. It's a budget marker. When it's done, it's done. I'm going to toss it, okay? Or, you know, if it runs completely dry, I may refill it with another ink that I happen to have around. But it's not a situation where I always need this color to stay exactly the same. With my, like my Copics, this RV25 Dog Rose Red, I want this to always be R25 Dog Rose Red. That's always what I'm going to put in it, is R25 Dog Rose Red. And if I were to add any of this alcohol, it wouldn't be 25 Dog Rose Red anymore. And even if I put RV25 back into the marker, what's left of this alcohol that I've placed in there would still make this red lighter. So yeah, never put the alcohol in a marker that you're going to refill with its own inks. But other than that, you can reconstitute your markers a little bit using the alcohol. Okay. Next, I love these. Let me move this around just a little bit to make some more room up here. This case is, I'm hoping, yes, I'm going to make sure I grab the right case. This case is all of my glitter pens and glitter markers. Let's have a look inside. Okay, here you have your Wink of Stella pens. Here is the Copic at Uspica pens. I have some other glitter pens made by Zeyar. These are actually amazing, absolutely amazing. And there's a few other brands you can get also that are very similar, but these are super, super awesome. They're water-based, translucent. It has an extra fine point. It is like a marker pen or a paint pen, but it is so glittery. These are super duper 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 duper. I will try to remember to link these down below. If I don't, there is a link to Amazon always. Just type in Zeyar glitter paint marker. It'll pull the set up for you guys. I'm telling you, you will love them. Then I have my Jane Davenport Glitzy markers. I have Crayola glitter markers, Crazy Art glitter markers, and my opinion, guys, is that the Crazy Art glitter markers, just glitter markers, are better than the Crayola glitter markers. That's my opinion. Play Day, I believe, is the name of these right here. Ink and Handmade something. Those are just random glitter markers that I've picked up along the way. These are also paint glitter markers that I got at Hobby Lobby. They're have a lot larger point. See how huge that is? So I really haven't used these much, but I picked that up at Hobby Lobby. And then last, I have these American Crafts glitter markers, and I don't like these at all. Not at all. Their point is like this, and most of my glitter markers don't bleed through paper or anything. These go straight through paper as if they were an alcohol marker. It says, it doesn't say that they're water-based. It just says glitter packed ink for any project. And then it says it's fuchsia. It doesn't say what the ink's made out of, but these have just bled straight through. So my favorites are those Zeyars for sure. And I guess I could zip this up later, but I've noticed if I don't do things here right away, they tend to pile up, and then I have huge messes to contend with. Okay, and then another essential is this little container here. This is my metallic pens and markers. Well, my metallic, I guess, markers. These are handmade moderns. This is from Target. They're metallic paint markers, so you shake them, and they are very fine point. So they do get into very small areas. I like that a lot. You don't see that a lot. It has a color name also. This is Leprechaun. So it's nice that they have little color names. Handmade, modern. They come from Targets. Then I just have these little metallic markers here that I picked up at Dollar General. It was $8 for, I believe. It was either, I think it was $3. They've got a pretty nice little point on those also. I like these. They work well. Then I have my Bic marking, some Office Depot. Oh, and I've got these here. This is Color Luster, Crayola, and then here's the golden. Here's the golden ones. There's also a white in these also, but I've got it over in my white with my white pens. It works almost as good as a Posca, in my opinion, without the shaking and priming and everything. But 2, 4, 6, 8. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So there's 15 in this set because the white one's over there. Look at these. I love these. These are my favorite. They are brush markers. Look at those little brushes. And they're very metallic and glittery. These are my super duper favorites of all of my metallic markers, and I'll try to remember to link those down below. Also, if you can't, if I forget to link it for any reason, you would just go to my Amazon link, click on the Amazon link, and this particular brand is Guangna, Guangna, and then metallic pen. Put brush metallic pen. But there's some other brands, and it's kind of one of those where it's all the same pen, different brands, you know. But yeah, I love these, and these are the metallic pens that are brush. 15 to a pack. I like them a lot, and it's like I said, the white works very good, like Posca white. I use that a good bit. I like using these. This is a Spectrum Nior sparkle pen. It's kind of like the Wink of Stella's. And what I do is when they get empty, I refill them with my A Tattered Angel Glimmer Mist that you can pick up at Hobby Lobby. And you just shake it like really well to get the glimmer stuff off the bottom. And I really think that something almost identical to this is what's inside of these things anyway, to be honest. I don't see much of a difference, and I just unscrew the pen and pour it in. And it'll refill these babies, which is nice because these can be expensive. So this would probably refill your pen 25 times maybe. It's a no-brainer. It works great. Great, great, great. All right, and finally for my coloring essentials, I love to have these guys on hand. Not lunch. I know it's a lunch box, but no, not lunch. What's inside? It was $3 on clearance. I thought it would work great for storage. These are my glitter, well, my favorite glitter glues. These are my stickles. And I also have my Studio G's, which is Michael's brand, in here also. The Studio G's aren't as good as Stickles, but they are the closest that I have found personally to Stickles. If you found any other glitter glues yourself that are pretty close to Stickles, please let me know in the comments below, because I'm always looking for budget-friendly options, especially for Stickles. But I have all kinds of different colors in Stickles, but what I found truly is that I use the crystals or the diamonds, twinkle. I use those much more, the ones that are more just clear with some different color sparkle maybe, much more than I use the actual colored Stickles. And I'm looking around my desk to see if there's anything that I may have forgotten to mention, but I think that's it for my coloring essentials, what I see as essential for me when I color. And yeah, so there you go, and that is my video. I challenge all the other color tubers out there to make your coloring essentials video what you absolutely want to have on hand when you sit down to color. Of course, I have all kinds of other pencils, markers, things like that, but these are just kind of my essentials that I really, really like to have close by when I color. So yeah, I mean, take part with us, guys. Credit in if you do the video, but I challenge every one of you here on ColorTube to make your coloring essentials video. Inquiring minds want to know. We want to be enabled. All right, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you've enjoyed this, please give me a big thumbs up, like the video, share the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you here, and ring the bell so you'll be notified of my future videos. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and until next time, peace, love, and happy coloring. Bye, guys.